My name's Paul Heaton. I'm the CEO and co-founder at cubesys. Cubesys are Microsoft partners, so we focus on the M365 technology stack and the Azure platform. So we first came across Azure Virtual Desktop when it was Windows Virtual Desktop in the early days, and we were running a few pilots with Microsoft. AVD sits right in the cubesys sweet spot, so between all the M365 knowledge we have around, all the way back to Windows 7, SOEs, and SCCM, and all the way through to Intune and Windows 11 now, plus that Azure platform piece that we help clients with. So when AVD came along, it was right in our sweet spot, and we were involved from very early days, really helping Microsoft get that established in Australia. So we started off there with 3 or 4 projects before the pandemic, and then obviously when the pandemic hit and that need to work from home really sort of drove through, we ended up doing something like 20 to 30 projects in a very short span of time, really helping government departments and large organisations get their people working from home. Yeah, so initially we were just doing those 1 or 2 POCs in the early days with Microsoft. I knew some of the Microsoft guys I'd done some end-user compute and VDI work with before in a previous life, and they asked us to sort of help them get going with a couple of projects. Knew they could rely on cubesys to deliver that, and then the pandemic hit and it just exploded. So what we're working through those early pandemic days and helping people get established with AVD, we were doing quite a lot of the Azure automation ourselves. So we have an internal DevOps team that would write the code to do the automation, use the Microsoft platform to do that. And that same Microsoft team that was sort of introduced us to, or got us to help them with the early AVD work kept sort of pushing us to talk to Nerdio. And then we finally met with Vadim and Joseph on a call, and we went through a demo. And I distinctly remember that because I walked out of the room and said to my business partner, let's stop doing our own automation and let's use the Nerdio platform. And we've been doing that ever since, so now we're, 2-3 years later, and we've done in excess of 60 projects, and we introduced Nerdio to all of our clients when we come in. We think it's the best way to run AVD and to get the best results with the AVD platform. Partnering with Nerdio has been beneficial in a number of ways. If we look at what the technology does, allowing us as IT professionals to manage the platform underneath, being able to manage the image and what it does there with like custom scripts and a lot of the tools that Nerdio provides to you through the management and automation in the Azure platform. Right, it really does sort of lift the game, and in my eyes, it takes it from what would probably be not quite ready for a large enterprise. I think when you add Nerdio to AVD, you're absolutely up there with the very best of VDI capability, right? And it really just lets the Azure platform do what it's supposed to do, and it really brings home the sort of solution for our clients, right? Being able to manage that in detail, which is super important for them. The Nerdio team from day one have been fantastic, right? And their responsiveness, the way they listen to the clients and our problems, has been really great. And then get back to it. In those early days when we were so busy with all those projects in the pandemic period, and we were doing regular demos, working really closely with the Nerdio team to get them out the door quickly, we would actually have internal bets about dropping in a comment or a question for the Nerdio team and then seeing how long it would take to get into the product, because they were so responsive, right? So they would actually hear the problem, right? Listen to the client, and then we'd see it turn up in the product, the solution to that, right? It was phenomenal to see that turnaround. And now obviously things have slowed down a little bit since the pandemic days in the speed that we need to work at, but there's still that responsiveness that is there from Nerdio. You see them bringing out new capabilities all the time, right? And for me, the most important thing is they listen, right? They listen to the problems that the clients are having and find a solution for it. So we work across a really diverse range of clients. So we do everything from not-for-profits and small enterprises up to 200-300 users, up to really, really large government departments with thousands of users on board. And maybe a good story is back from those pandemic days again, just to see the power and how efficient the combination of AVD and Nerdio are together. So we have a client that would have probably 80 or 90 people using their VDI solution on a daily basis, on normal run-of-the-mill workday. And then the city locked down during the pandemic, right? So they sent everybody home, and we basically sat back and watched the automation do the work, and we got 800 people using the platform the following day, right? And we, as IT professionals, we sat and watched. Right? There was not really much to do at all. So and then obviously that could scale back down again after they had that week of lockdown, and they went back to work. We went back to their 80 users. And I think that really sort of illustrates the power of that platform and the flexibility. I said before, the Nerdio team have been excellent to work with, right? And then that's across the board. Right? Everybody from support and tech through the sales and the marketing teams and the execs, like everybody's been really great to work with. I think the culture and the attitude of Nerdio is fantastic, and it very much aligns with what we believe in at cubesys. So it's been fantastic working with them all the way through. cubesys, since inception, and we're almost 10 years old now, right? Our job has been to help our clients get the best out of the Microsoft platform. And we really focus on that. So we don't resell products, right? We don't have a smorgasbord of like partners that you can come in and say, so we'll sell you this because it solves that problem. Nerdio is the one and only exception to that, right? So cubesys, and I'm very comfortable working with Nerdio and reselling their product because of their culture and attitude, and that goes through to how they actually license and sell the product, right? So and the architecture of the product. When you put Nerdio into an environment, you can hand on heart say to the client, if it doesn't add value, then you can take it away, right? Because there's no locking contracts, and the technology sits alongside the Microsoft technology stack and makes it better, but doesn't interfere with it, right? It doesn't take over any parts or lock you in any way. So the whole ethos of Nerdio is to add value, and I'm so happy to be able to sell that to my clients, right? And feel comfortable doing so. So if I was talking to another CEO or another partner, I think I can't see where you would go wrong, right? You can add value, the partnership relationship and how we monetize that as a partner is also so great, right? So everything works, it's been well thought out.